Well, it just keeps coming. They don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Damn it. How's it going, guys? My name is Graeme, and welcome to the full release of Moonlighter. I actually first played this game back on the channel about 10 months ago. It was very well received. People were super into the game. I was super into the game. Been very much looking forward to coming back to it. Hey, I like that there's no easy. Normal is the bottom threshold here, and then hard, which I guess we'll go with. I don't think the beta even had that sort of option, so that's new already. I'm picturing for this first overlap of things where it's things I've already seen in the beta. I'll probably be editing around it quite heavily. Among the stars of the night, there's a land as old as imagination. One night, mazes full of extraordinary treasures and deadly creatures appeared on this land. They called them the dungeons, strange, ever-changing ruins of unknown lands. Soon a village of the slightly curious took root near the dungeons. They named it Rynoka. Among the settlers, two groups shined brightest: heroes and merchants, glory and riches. But the dungeons proved too dangerous. They were soon closed as too many lives were lost in their depths. Life became hard for the town, especially for the young owner of the oldest shop, Will of Moonlighter, long dreaming of opening the mysterious fifth door of the dungeons. Nice simple setup for the game. Our guy's a hero and a shopkeeper. But during this first part where I'm looking around the town, first kind of run-throughs of the dungeon, first attempts, I'll probably be editing a little more heavily than I normally would, just because we would have seen most of that through the beta branch already. I currently have nothing to defend myself with, so I'm thinking I might just get my ass kicked right off the start here. Just a simple tutorial world anyways, where it's just going to be showing me the gist of how to play through things. Nice roll move. Wow, that guy hardly even tried to stop us. Oh, there we go. Now I get to start using our handy-dandy shop broom. Good for pushing dust and devils around. We had to start discovering things in chests and such that we can take back to our shop. You can use them both for, like, crafting, but also for just selling. Probably just going to end up selling most of it, get some gold nice and early on, and then focus on things like upgrades, because that was not available to me before, was the ability to upgrade things. What the hell? I feel like I'm immediately fighting things that I've never seen before, and I'm probably going to get my ass kicked. Well, there's non-stop wave of enemies, so I just basically assume I'm not meant to survive this one, but we could try. Well, that guy is way too good at blocking my broom. This is getting out of control. Oh, I tossed myself down to the pit. I'm an idiot. Well, it just keeps coming. They don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Damn it. It didn't make sense to live that run. Your brain gets smart, but then your body gets dead. It was a good effort though, Will. I'm very proud of you. What a sorry-looking kid. All alone now. Rest for a bit, Will. I have you now. Thanks? I mean, thanks for looking after me. I don't really appreciate being told that I'm, like, pathetic. Ah, the old shop. Doesn't look like much has changed in the shop, actually. I expected maybe they would have changed the layout a little bit, refined things, but this looks like just a standard old shop. Even as a mere child, barely able to walk, you were curious of the dungeons. Is this Will's own note-taking? Talking about finding the different keys, getting access to that fifth door. There's no doubt you carry the same obsession as old Pete. I'm pretty sure that's my dad. Just kind of guessing on that one. Morning, boy. Did our little merchant bite off more than he could manage? And somehow make it out of alive when there was like 800 enemies swarming him? Well, listen to me. Not well, Will. The hard truth is this. You are the last of your family. The only one left to run, Moonlighter. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. Risking your life on the fifth door nonsense is foolish. Just leave it. Find some artifacts, then use your pendant to get out of the dungeon. And for Crater's sake, stop using that broom of yours, you daft boy. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. It's mine from back in the day. Use it. I have little need for it now. Well, thank you. I thought I was going to have to work my way up, beating things into submission with my broom until I could finally upgrade myself, so thank you, Xenon. I do very much appreciate that. Now then, get up. You're wasting light. Can't have you neglect the shop all day. Let's see if I can get through your hard head some of the tricks that I picked up from your grandfathers so many, many years ago. Successfully selling your merchandise takes knowledge of two things. You must know an item's value as well as its demand. Come now, open up for customers, and we'll show you what that's all about. Open sesame, everyone. Come purchase your goodies. Come take a look at my wonderful goods for sale. Sweet, delicious crystal. She's happy with that one. The show, or the game will kind of show you, what the interest is, how people feel about the overall value, and then you kind of adjust your prices based on whether or not people think it was a huge bargain or a ripoff. The item wasn't too expensive and not too cheap. Be sure to pay attention to customers' expressions. That's how your grandfather always knew his prices were fair. And now this guy's gonna come in and he'll be like, this rip-off fucking crystal, and he'll yell at me, and I don't really have a customer service representative, so then I have to deal with it myself, and it's just never a good time. I don't think I need to tell you that was obviously overpriced. Lesson learned? And then basically if you sell an item too much, then the demand is lowered, and then it's harder to sell. So that's another important thing in the game. You can check the catalog of how things have sold well, so you can see popularity neutral and what prices kind of were and weren't working. The sun's fallen on our day. It was kind of a weak day. We sold one thing to one person right at the start of the day and nothing the rest of the time. I best head off. Restoring this shop to its full glory, that responsibility falls to you, not I. It's in your blood, Will. Make us proud. In the meantime, why don't you try out that new sword of yours? Dungeons are more perilous at night, but one can always find better artifacts. Don't dive too far, and use that pendant, boy. They have kind of a way in place that you can escape without dying when you obviously are about to get your ass kicked. Those weary bones of mine must rest. So I don't think there's really much of anything to bother doing around the town right now. Just kind of checking out my weapon situation. I think you can, like, shake gold out of trees sometimes. Maybe it's not worth it at all. Rynoka, what a town! Wow! What a town! Oh, I can't break through these sturdy, reinforced boxes. What a well-constructed box. I keep hearing an old rumor around town about the dungeons, that maybe particular artifacts are easier to find at night. I think just generally the way they have it set up is that you'll find more difficult monsters at night, but you'll also probably find some better goodies. Well, we only have the one to access right now. It's kind of like the Golem Dungeon. Oh, it is literally the Golem Dungeon. I didn't realize. I thought I had named it that, maybe. The Desert Dungeon, only for heroes. And the Tech Dungeon, no entry whatsoever. And the Forest Dungeon. I think that one must be the second one, actually. I'm hoping I can work through the Golem one in like an episode or two. I'm sure it'll take me a bit to remember what the heck I'm doing in this game, learn enemy attack patterns and things like that, so it might be a little slow at the start, but I think I'll remember how to play quite quickly, and then it'll be a non-issue. I'll just be flying through the dungeons. Oh, I hate these stupid buckets. Just gotta get the angle on them. Angle them off and get some good quick attacks in. I'm gonna fill up my bag way too quickly, aren't I? I feel like I'm gonna be forced out of the dungeon not by my own skill or by being killed or anything like that. It's gonna be literally just because my bag fills way up. Whoa, someone set up a little shop down here. This guy looks like he's got something sparkly and useful. To a person of hopefully far better luck than I, my time is short. I took injury from the strange creatures across the room. My pendant all but shattered from the scuffle. Check him out, though. I'd say I fared better than he. He caught me spying on him near the Guardian's room. He dropped a couple items while he fled. Oh my god. One of which is this map? Diagram? Whatever it is, I was right. They called me crazy. Said old crazy Pete done gone lost his marbles. Oh shit, this isn't like my dad or something, is it? But I was right. Each guardian of a dungeon must possess a key of sorts. All of them linked to the giant locked door outside the dungeons, the 5th door of Rynoka. Sadly, I won't be around to see the door open. To whoever found me, I apologize for the smell. Oh god, gross. I hope he didn't poop himself. But the diagram should be around here somewhere. Please, open the 5th door of Rynoka. These dungeons are not what they seem. Oh, a little bit of mystery and intrigue being added to all of this, hey? Big boss gonna kill me. I supposed to let them all out. Now I have to chase this weird creature that stole my stuffs. Big boss gonna be so upset with little me. This is far less exciting of a diagram than I was expecting. Did this really need to be written out? Is that really truly going to help? But now you can see on that, based on how things were laid out outside there, the forest temple dungeon is for sure the second one. Wow, was that ever a non-exciting diagram? What's this now? When I get gold. Oh, I need a certain amount of gold to activate the pendant. That's right. Let me open that up and take a quick look at what I got here. I have 200 gold and return from dungeons in exchange for gold. I don't want to right now. Oh, but I totally have to. It's gonna make me... Alright, well that's what I killed, that's what I got away with. I do just have to go straight back to town then. I can't just milk that run for a bunch of extra goodies. Kablah! No sleep ever. Just duck and roll your way out into town. The young proprietor of Moonlighter has returned. You look intact. Finally learned to use that pendant properly? It's about time, boy. Costs 200 whole gold. I guess that's probably what it costs every single time. I think it goes up the deeper in the dungeon you are. I was only on the first floor, so it only costs 200. It would be like 300 for the next floor, so on. What are you holding? Is that a chart of the dungeons? Where did you get this? You found old Pete? Dead? See? This is what happens when you chase what's behind that door. Leave it, Will. Just get the artifacts you need from the Golem Dungeon and look after Moonlighter. Now, I noticed some posts on the town board that may interest you. Some shops want to move in, attempt to revitalize this town. Apparently they need some startup capital first. Would be nice to see some new life in Rynoka. Nice indeed. I have to invest in other people's shops? I don't know if that's how that works. I'm trying to make my own shop run here. I don't know if I can afford to be tossing all my hard-earned coinage at other shops. Actually, when I was running around town yesterday, I fully did not realize that like some of this stuff was open and not actually operational. Like even this one? Yeah, all of this stuff was already open in the beta. It's just that it wasn't the most useful, but they did all exist. I can't just raid someone's house. Not a real option. Let's see, invests in the town. Let's see what kind of prices that'll be. The forge or the wooden hat, $500 each. I'll read about those a little bit more when I possibly have anywhere near the right amount of money for it. And my own personal shop, 8,000 to add extra levels. Oh, it gets awfully expensive, awfully quick. But I can get the cheap sale box, iron cash register, comfy bed. Will grant adventurers extra health in the morning. Doesn't really seem like I sleep ever though. So I don't really know how much use I can make of that. Nothing I can invest in at the moment, but we could open up the shop, try and earn a bit of cash, and then consider it. I shouldn't have anything in the chest right now. No, everything is just on my person, but what's this? Ah, I see. It's just letting me know that I now have a place for my little map in my pile of diagrams. Alright, well let's try and set a few prices. This hardened steel is probably the most valuable thing I have. The water sphere might be valuable as well. We could try that guy out. And I think the golem cores are usually pretty good. I'm gonna get away with a little bit more on that crystal, I think. This probably, they're probably worth at least 60 each. Water sphere, I think that's probably a relatively valuable thing, and I think these hardened steel are quite valuable, so I'll try and get away with a little bit more on that one. Let's see how she goes. First lady didn't even really look at my wares. She just kind of started wandering around randomly. Hey, the golem core price was reasonable after all. I get it. I'll take a quick sale. Oh, nuts. I sold the steel for way too cheap. You could see the gold in her eyes where she was like, ah, yes, this was super worth it. Does this old lady, oh, it's just a bunch of hay in her thing or something like that. It looked like she had a crown on her head. I was wondering, like, this big spender here, how much money is she going to drop in my little shop? And when you found a good price and you do the quick place, then it just auto prices it for you, which is good. Could experiment with this one a little bit. This early phase of trying to find out what things are worth can be a little tricky. You're probably going to make a lot of mistakes, probably going to lose out on a lot of cash, and just gotta try and do a little better the next time. Bummed about that hardened steel, but I'll get it back. 70, way too much for this guy. He didn't like that. Let's see how he feels about 50. 50 is apparently bad as well. Oh man, I went way too cheap on the broken sword. I thought it just literally wouldn't be worth that much. Now and again, you will just have someone who is willing to spend more, so they can kind of skew things a little bit. That can get a little bit tricky as well. Oh, I think I got really lucky with the golem core here. I didn't realize right away that I was setting it per item and that it had the total at the bottom there. I don't think they had that in the original one. And so I actually, the price that I thought was good for 2 golem cores was great for the individual ones. So they were worth more than I expected. Alright, in that case I'm going to set that a little bit lower than I was about to just a moment before. 30 went over well. So they might still buy it at 40 actually. I assume pieces of twig and broken shattered stone are never going to be worth a whole lot, so I won't even bother trying to sell those for anything too high. I don't see... Oh, on the bottom there, you can see the day is kind of rolling over. We're like very close to this day being over. Maybe I can lock in one last sale first. Oh, okay, maybe it has to go further around on that dial at the bottom than I expected. Oh, people didn't like what I charged for the twigs, but they did like what I charged for the fabric. To the detriment of myself. It's not a good thing. Wow, they're really not gonna budge on that, eh? Screwed up on the pots. Not great. Not great selling. That low that just came up there, does that mean I was selling it for lower than I should have? Or what was, what's the deal with the reaction on that one? I haven't set price on this twig or this slime yet, so we could try that guy out. And then if anyone comes through and takes a look at some of this stuff before I close, then I could actually find out relative prices for basically everything that I was able to find in the dungeon today, which is good. I think I closed before I got to attempt a price for the slime, but I got at least one look at every other item that I found, so that gives me a good starting off point. I know what most things are worth now. Oh, hey, look at this. I get a summary of the day. So, I raked in a lot of money on crystallized energy and golem cores. Pretty decent set of sales overall. 1,334. I am okay with that. Popularity. Oh, that's what the low thing was. So I think that was saying that it took a step down in popularity. Oh, this is very useful. This was actually not present before in the game. So being able to have seeing an overview of the price I made is cool. Oh shit, you can also see thief. So like there was 0 things stolen today, but I guess now and again people might try and steal. I did keep it open for the entire length of the day. This overview of the popularity is very useful. I'm very happy to have that included in the game at this point. I'm gonna take everything out, and then I'm gonna stash it in the chest. And then maybe the next time that I come back from the dungeon, I can think about reselling that stuff. But for now, it doesn't seem particularly worth it. I do just kind of want to get back out to the dungeon. Like I said before, no time for sleep. I'm ready for you. And hopefully there's no, like, event this time that sends me back early. Because I'm ready to gun for it and see how far we can push things. Oh, right. I also just remembered that I have to kind of be cautious and make sure I'm being quick moving through the dungeon, because there is this monster, the Baba Goop, as I had affectionately or somewhat unaffectionately named him, does come for you after a certain amount of time. So you've got to make sure you're being quick, or else he will ruin your day. He is very, very strong, so I don't really want to be messing around with any of that. It'd be nice to have a weapon with slightly better range, but luckily nothing is particularly strong at the moment, so it's not too difficult for me yet. Hey, more notes and stuff to read, but I don't think this one's actually an event. This might just be more of Old Pete's notes. Today marks the first steps into these mysterious dungeons. They were discovered not far from Rynoka, a small and incredibly charming village just north of the crater, and they are quite a unique occurrence. Any number of adventurers may enter a dungeon at once, but no one will adventure together. These dungeons seem to build themselves around the one entering, a unique maze for each person, never the same labyrinth twice. One must ask, though, if no one is currently inside the dungeon, does it even exist? Now these are the questions. Many right now are flooding to these dungeons for their treasure, completely disregarding the inherent danger of the hostile creatures inside, just for some gold, some fame. But not I. No, it's all about the questions for me. Where did these dungeons come from? Why do they constantly shift and change? And why are they filled with unseen treasures? I'm not here for the what. I'm here for the how and why. I didn't realize Jaden Smith was such an adventurer, asking such hard-hitting questions. My goal for this current run, I would say, is to make it to at least, like, the 3rd level of the dungeon. I think that'll be a decent stretch for me to run this first time around. You can see already I'm raking in a couple things that we haven't seen before. The glass lens, the whetstone, and empowered crystals. That stuff I think is probably quite strong. Ooh, these are always nice to have. Quick rejuvenation. Now there's not a chance that I don't make it down to the, that 3rd level. I got this shit on lock. These look like they probably crumble. Yes, of course. So easy. Oh, now we start getting some interesting limitations which make things fun for collecting items. It must be placed at the top or bottom, so it automatically slots it in for me, must placed on the sides. So eventually you kind of have to start doing some item management, like kind of like Diablo, but almost on a larger scale, because Diablo was just about fitting things together the one way that worked. This actually like limits you. There is only like one way that you can do it. So I like the way that's set up. It's always kind of a fun little, almost like a mini game, just trying to sort things out. Man, that was an awfully over-enunciated, awfully Canadian out. Sort things out. Oh yeah, if you guys just keep lining yourself up in these little corners, and then shooting in a direction that's of no real concern to me, then I think we'll get along just fine. Much better than we have in the past. I kind of assume that these little puddles of goop are going to generate more slimes. But I guess not. They slow you down? It is a little slower on them. Just a little bit. Not a ton, but it is noticeable. And what's this another new thing? The foundry rests. Those I'm pretty sure were useful for like crafting. So I might try and hang on to those rather than selling them. Ooh, we got a bit of a heavy duty guy here. He's one of the special colors, which usually means he's got a little bit of extra health, deals a little bit of extra damage. But he was nothing too special. He's still just a level 1 enemy. I am going to run back to that tide pool. Make sure I do a quick re-heal. Although, I don't think you heal by going down to the next level, so I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it's worth it to make those stops for health. Hopefully we can go until either we just die, or it makes sense to bail. Read. This is one of the strange devices that creatures dropped when he fled. This one's rich, actually, almost quite literally rich. For every item you place into this device, gold of some perceived value drops out. It's great if you need to use your pendant in a pinch. The device looks like a mirror, so I'm just gonna call it the mirror? Keeping it simple. I do wonder though, where do the treasures dropped inside go? And am I getting the best deal here? This is useful, I think. So basically you can just chuck shit into it and it gives you gold. It gives you less gold than you would probably want to receive. So for example, I was selling these for what? It was like 35 gold. What's it going to give me here? 8. So not even close to what it would be worth in the shop. But sometimes you just need to start selling things in order to use your pendant, and you can already see, like I said before, going down to the second level, it now costs 300 instead of 200 to use the pendant, so you do have to be a little bit wary, and now and again you might get stuck without the proper adequate amount of gold, and then you have no choice. Weird, brainy looking nuts. That's what that thing dropped. Hey, what's this? It feels as if we are fighting an invisible enemy. Every time a room is left empty of people, it seems to vanish, replaced by another chamber that has already been ransacked. I thought maybe I was going to find like a recipe or something. I guess there's just little bits of lore hidden around. I guess I shouldn't have ran straight at this enemy because I don't really recognize it, don't know how to deal with it. He swoops and then you have to get the attack in. Yeah, running at him, not recommended. Oh, Jesus shit. Okay, these patrolling jars are much more difficult to deal with than the other ones that just kind of stand in one place and launch their shit. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't like this enemy very much. Oh, I almost forgot that I have potions. Make sure I'm healing now and again rather than dying. I don't want to die. Okay, that's enough of that. You need to go now. That's... That was going very poorly for me, and I did not want to die. Damn it, I didn't want to have to use so many potions either. Maybe this will have some potions in it, though. Shit. Oh, these things are getting very interesting now. Destroys one item in the place the direction is shown, so anything to the bottom left of this would get destroyed when I leave the dungeon. So, you start after being a little bit strategic with where things get placed. Sometimes it's beneficial though. Sometimes it's like it turns items into other items, and then that's very useful, especially if it's something like hardened steel or something quite valuable. Then you can turn a bunch of twigs into hardened steel. But those ones are all negatives. I just stuck them on the outside edge there so that they can't really do anything. Ooh, I don't really know how to deal with these hands. Wow, it knocked all my shit out. That's the worst. Hey, it just died though. Oh, is that because it left the goop area? Hey, he has like a very set range that he can attack in that I seem to have gone outside of. Oh, I'm sorry, adventurer. I'm sorry for just completely desecrating your body there. I swear I didn't mean it. Even though I did seem to attack quite directly, I was just trying to break the pot, I swear. I didn't mean to shatter your bones. Not sure if it's worth it to explore very much outside of like my destination, my actual goal. So I can poke around things a little bit. That was terrible. I was just trying to reorient myself a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to go down to the next level of the dungeon here. Rather than taking all this unnecessary damage, we'll just advance as quickly as possible. Try and bring in some more valuable goods, although the stuff that I have right now is quite good. I just want to see what more could I have? What more could I bring along with me? That's the greed, the arrogance. One more item dropped by that strange jelly creature. This one's a little more straightforward than the mirror. Similar to our pendants, if given enough gold, we can portal to safety. But, and this is a big but, I was wondering what the house, he's just laughing at himself for big but. The portal remains open after use, meaning one may travel back to the very spot they departed from. Simply amazing, very convenient. For the time being, let us call it the catalyst. Quick tip, catalyst requires quite a bit more gold than our pendants. But, while I'm trying to advance through things relatively quickly, it might be worth it. No, it costs a lot more. It costs like $2,000. It costs more money than I actually have. I was thinking that might be worth it for me, since I'm trying to advance through the dungeon in just like a short few episodes here. Probably not going to be a real option for me then. Jesus Christ, I hate these stupid things. Whew, okay, I kind of put myself in the line of fire to take that out the one time there. Oh shit, that was a terrible dodge. And by that I mean non-dodge. Oh, you bastard. Damn it. Oh, you drop everything. I forgot you drop everything. No. Fuck, that's so stupid. I'm such an idiot. God, I forgot how much of that you actually end up dropping. I forgot it was everything outside that top shelf. Definitely should have pendented. Well, I'm dumb. I'm dumb as hell. I feel so stupid for losing that. I should probably work on investing in other shops around town and stuff, because then they start selling things like armor and better weapons. Man, look at my money sack in the top left there. It's so sad and pathetic and mostly empty. But yeah, if I upgrade myself with some better armor, better weapons and stuff, I'll fare a lot better. Right now, I literally just don't have good enough equipment to be taking on the the stronger sections of the game like that. So that was a terribly done. I am very much an amateur. I don't have a lot that's super worth selling. Tomorrow I might open the shop for like a part day just to try and sell like all of that, rake in as much coin as I can, and then I'll play much smarter down in the dungeon, because damn, that was dumb. So for next time, guys, that's the general gist of things. Try and invest in some shops, get myself some better equipment, and, you know, maybe take things a little more cautiously through the dungeon, seeing as I'm obviously not prepared for it right now. I hope you guys are as excited about the full release of Moonlighter as I am. I'm very much looking forward to this being a long-standing series while I really explore everything the game has to offer. There's so much of it that I haven't seen yet, and I'm already finding new things all over the place, so it's very exciting for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again